There's a point where money just becomes numbers on a screen. Grant Cardone said that you need at least $20 million today to be considered rich. Mark Zuckerberg said there's no reason for one person to have billions of dollars. Now, leaving numbers aside, this video is about what it takes to be a trillionaire. You'll see that the bigger your goal is, the clearer things become. Welcome to Alux. John D. Rockefeller is often cited as being the world's first billionaire. He acquired that status largely due to his ownership in Standard Oil, which controlled 90% of all the oil in the US. And an interesting story here, the Supreme Court decided to dismantle his company due to violation of antitrust laws. In other words, he was just too big for anyone to be able to compete with him, and his company was broken down into 34 different entities. But these entities ended up double or tripling their value over the years, making Rockefeller the world's first billionaire. If you take a more broad look, the world's first billionaire shaped how entire industries worked. He fine-tuned the process of turning oil into fuel, which shaped modern America. He also owned the railroads to transport the oil, which made the cost and logistics a lot smoother. His direct input on how everything in an entire country is done made him the richest person in the world at that time. Today, there are 2,668 documented billionaires in the world, but very few of them have the same world-changing impact as the first billionaire had. Actually, very few of them do. If you had to split them into two groups, you would get technology and luxury. So in our quest to find out what a trillionaire looks like, let's start at the beginning. It's not just the idea. Ideas alone are worth nothing. Everybody's got ideas. Like we've said before, an idea is worth $1 million after it's made $1 million. You'll be inclined to say it's the execution. That's true, but only on a micro scale. We're talking trillionaires here. Let's say you build a functioning technology that transforms stone into gold at the press of a button. Will that technology make you a trillionaire? Imagine going camping in the mountains and coming back covered in gold. Literally every stone you touch turns to gold. You're basically King Midas now. For one, you'd have to transform all the stones on the planet into gold. Will you physically travel across the planet and find all the stones? Will you pay someone to send you all of the stones? What's your game plan here? Secondly, by that point, gold will lose so much of its value. Gold is valuable because there's a little of it, and it takes a while to find it, extract it, and mold it. If you replace stone with gold, stone will eventually become more valuable. And thirdly, you aren't exactly helping anyone. You're not creating more value for people or solving their problems. You're just making something nobody asked you to. People are in search of the billion-dollar idea, something so radical and world-changing that nobody's ever thought of it before. But the problem is, it is not the idea. Let's say you build a technology that transforms garbage waste into drinkable water by magic. It still won't make you rich unless you're able to transform all of the garbage waste from the earth. Which brings us to scalability. When somebody looks to acquire a company, they don't look at what you've done so far. They look at whether or not you can do it again at a global scale. What's stopping you? Is it distribution? Logistics? If the answer is clear and they can offer a solution, a deal is made. The biggest oversight a young entrepreneur makes when trying to grow a company is scalability. You did something and it works. Can you do it again at a global scale? If you think about it, Tesla didn't get so big because they made one functioning electric car. They found a way to make them at scale, within a budget, and people actually want to use them. Almost 2 million Tesla cars have been sold so far. Scalability is the main reasons companies don't grow. They can't make more of what they're making well without affecting the quality or the end product, or without losing money and eventually going out of business. Knowing how to make something at scale is one of those skills you won't find that often mentioned in business books, but it is the key ingredient to growth. Every industry and every business has different ways to scale. For some, it's obvious, but for others, not so much. How can you make food at scale without affecting the environment and everyone around it? Your ability to make something at scale dictates how big you will get, and in order to make that happen, you need to solve logistics. We made a video about overpopulation, which we really like, and we suggest you check it out after this one. In it, we noted that one of the problems the world is facing is not too many people, but unequal distribution. There's a great quote that says, "The future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed." And this is an extremely complex problem to solve, and so far, nobody's managed to do it perfectly. If you take a look, everyone who's tried to tackle distribution at scale got extremely rich. In the top 10 richest people, Google is mentioned twice. You can Google something anywhere in the world. That's the global distribution of information. Bezos tackled the logistics of online shopping. Hate on him all you want, you still expect to find everything on Amazon and have it delivered to your doorstep the next morning. Or by drones, instantly, if possible. Elon Musk tackles the logistics of electric energy, from cars to batteries and houses. SpaceX tackles the logistics of reusing rockets more than one time. Starlink tackles the logistics of global wireless internet. How to get goods and services from A to B reliably and sustainably is a major issue. Get it right, you get rich. Get it wrong, and you're in big trouble. Remember the Evergreen boat that got stuck in the Suez Canal? Sources estimate that little incident was costing $6.7 million every minute in global trade value. But none of this matters if you don't get the next thing right. People need to care about your product. It goes without saying that the world's first trillionaire will make something everyone cares about. If people couldn't care less what you have to say or what you're offering, your hard work, it won't matter. You might even find that what people find useful is not the same thing you wanted to build in the first place. And here comes another problem. Since there are so many people on Earth, not everyone cares about the same things, until we all do. Let's take climate change, for example. Not everyone cares about it right now. But give it a couple more tornadoes, heat waves, hurricanes, and wildfires, and opinions might start to change. So to make a summary of what we just talked about, we believe the first trillionaire will be someone who, 1, finds a problem almost everybody in the world cares about. 2, builds a viable solution that people agree on using. 3, builds a system which produces the solution at a global scale. And 4, distribute that solution to everyone on the planet. Many people believe that Elon Musk is on the path to become the world's first trillionaire. A study conducted by Tipalti Approved showed that Elon Musk's wealth saw 129% average annual increase since 2017. And if he keeps on doing it, he'll become the first trillionaire in the next 2 years. He does seem to tick off most of the boxes. We don't know who the world's first trillionaire would be, or even if someone should be a trillionaire. It doesn't even matter, really. The point of the video is, the way someone will become a trillionaire is the same way you can become a millionaire. Build a solution to a problem people care about. Figure out a way to make it at scale, then distribute it to as many people as you can. The reason we kept and trademarked the phrase future billionaire is because at the end of the day, if you find a way to bring value to the world will make you rich. Someone who has this kind of mindset is a future billionaire, and who knows, maybe even trillionaire. Until next time, Aluxer.